Welcome to the Pepper edition of the Connective Digital Lender Splendour. My name is Andrew Gamble. I'm the National Manager of Key Accounts, and I will be running through today some of our products and pricing that we have in the market, as well as a special promotion we've got going at the moment called Spice Up Your Business, which no doubt some of you are already using quite heavily. I'll just start the presentation up now, but if you do have any questions as you run through the presentation, please jot them down and then reach out to your local state BDM and they'll be able to answer any of your questions and go through anything in more detail that you may have. Okay, so first of all, I just want to run through just a broad snapshot of our asset finance offering. As you can see on the screen there, we do a wide range of products, starting from motor vehicles, motorbikes, all-terrain vehicles, off-road bikes, caravans, marine. We do consumer only, light commercial vehicles, primary equipment, secondary equipment, and then tertiary equipment. We basically, our loan terms start off at 12 months. The maximum loan terms with a balloon is 60 months, or you can do a full 7-year loans as well on consumer and commercial. If I run through just the next slide, it just going to touch on just our commercial fast track highlights, what we do well in the market. There's obviously a much broader presentation that we can send out to you, but this is what we do well in the market. Commercial fast track highlights. So minimum deal size is 50,000. For Tier A, we do up to 150,000 for primary and secondary assets and up to 75 for tertiary assets. Tier B is up to 100,000 for primary and secondary and up to 55 for tertiary assets. And Tier C, we do 40,000 for primary asset only. That's on 10% good deposit and good credit reference, and we do no borders, so they must be renting in that circumstance. We do terms up to 84 months for primary assets. For ABNs where there is 12 months under 12 months GST registration, we consider financing under our Tier C profile with the provision of the latest 2 bank statements, BAS statements, or 6-month banking statements. So it just gives us a little bit more of a broader appetite in that space. One policy that we do particularly well is our tradie policy. So sole trader, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, if they're under 24-month ABN and GST registered, and industry continuity is provided. So, for example, they've been an electrician for a period of 2 or 3 years. They go out on their own either as like a self-employed or a subcontractor situation. We can look at lending them up to 40 grand. In that particular circumstance, it's a Tier C asset. And we don't require any bank statements. So it's just an industry continuity policy that we have. We do private sales for primary and secondary assets. If a consumer is Tier C and have more than 50K in their bank in personal savings, not business savings, and actual genuine personal savings, evidenced by 90-day bank statements, and have shown growth in savings, not just a lump sum put in, we can upgrade that particular product to Tier B, and then the various limits, etc., will apply. Paid defaults under $1,000 for telecommunication companies and utilities are accepted, providing that they have good confirmed credit history elsewhere. For declared industries, loans up to 50K, we need 3 months worth of recent bank trading statements, and provided they are no more than 14 days old from data submission. We can run through the declared industries in a bit more details with your BDMs if you have any questions. I'll run on to the next slide, which just runs through our Let's Spice Up Your Business program. We commenced this in March. It falls under the Small Medium Enterprise Guarantee, and it's been fantastic. We've seen great support from our Connective introducers, and the volume and the level of volume that we've seen through has been fantastic. So just to run through it in a bit more detail, so for primary and secondary, Tier A, we're at $399, up to 15 years end of term, and for Tier B, we're at $445. Which is very strong pricing, and in some of the older age category it is market leading. And for tertiary, we're at 6.7 in Tier A, and Tier B we're at 6.95. So with this, they do have to meet a little bit of a criteria for it. We can also use private sales with this particular product. All your standard normal commercial fast track policy applies, and they do need to meet the small medium enterprise guarantee requirements. To run through those requirements in a bit more detail, the borrower has to have an active ABN and carries a business or a non-profit body during the current year. The borrower's turnover in the current or projected financial year has to be less than 50 million. Loan needs to be for business purposes, so no private use vehicles. Loan is on a new credit arrangement, not an extension, refinance, or an increase of an existing credit arrangement for the borrower or any members of the business group. And we need to confirm that all the loans granted to the borrower under the Australian Government Small Medium Enterprise Guarantee Scheme with Pepper Asset Finance or any other lender does not exceed $1 million. And just to clarify all that, we'll just need a signed SME guaranteed borrower form, which is a condition of settlement. The next one, I just want to touch on consumer. Connective as a whole does a lot of commercial writings, but the consumer is still a large portion of the business, and is with our new systems and our process is very simple to follow. And if you've got that customer looking for a consumer deal, rather than potentially refer it on, you can look at doing it yourself and be guided by some of these highlights. The assessment is based on the client profile rather than the asset. The maximum age of term at the end of the contract is 15 years. The maximum term is 84 months. Casual employment we do, but must be with 12 months with the current employer. And leisure assets we do for Tier A or Tier B clients only. We do private sales. The maximum NAF for private sales is 75k. Caravans, motorbikes, and boats is 50k, and ATVs, including off-road bikes, is 30k. Declared industries, unacceptable income types include casual, seasonal, and commissioned income. So we still have a list of declared industries out there to do with COVID, but it is very minor at the moment, and that list is constantly shrinking with the way the Australian economy is performing. Payday lenders inquiries with 6 months is an automatic knockout. So if they've got a hit on the credit file and they're active, then we don't lend to anyone with that. And paying aggregate defaults under $1,000 for telecos accepted, providing we've got good quality credit elsewhere. We will look at them over $1,000, but there need to be some fairly strong mitigating points to get an approval with us. Other than that, that's majority of my presentation today with where it sits. I just wanted to thank you for your time. And thank you for joining in and listening to our Pepper update. As I said at the start of the presentation, if you do have any questions or you're not sure on anything, please jot them down and please ring your local state BDM and they'll be able to run through that in more details with you. Other than that, thank you very much for your time and look forward to seeing some business from you soon. Thank you.